What's going on YouTube? This is Defender32 here. In this video I'm going to be giving a quick review of the game Killing Floor Incursion for the PlayStation VR system. Now I made a list of the things that I like and the things that I don't like about the game. Um, Starting off with the good. It's tons of fun. You're going to have a blast playing this game. You know, you can be throwing limbs, shooting people, blowing stuff up, throwing grenades. It's just complete madness. So once you buy this game, that is the number one thing you're gonna have is tons of fun, and I know that for a fact. Another thing I wrote was there's different weapons. You have up to 4 weapons, I believe, in this game. You have a shotgun, you have your pistols, you have your knives, which you can throw. You have your sniper rifle, and you have your assault rifle and shotgun. Now there aren't any other weapons other than your melee weapons, which is heads and arms from your enemies. That's right, you can throw their heads at each other and you can hit them with their own arms. After you kill a zombie, you know you can pick up their limbs, beat them with them. You can melee, you can punch, uppercut, you know, you can hammer punch. You can do all of that in this game. Pistol whip, anything you really think about, any type of melee you can do in this game, you can do. Now, they're all weapons that are around the map that you can also use, such as axes that are in little fire, uh, and the little glass things. You know, you break it just in case of a fire to use the axe. You know, to knock a door down or something like that. You use that as a weapon too. So I thought that was really cool. The weapons are really cool in this game, and your hands can even be a weapon and other objects. So I thought that's another great aspect. It's a good story. You know, I don't want to spoil anything, but just know it's a good story. Once you play this, you're gonna understand what goes on. It took me about 4 hours, so it's longer than average VR game. You know, normally you get up to 2 hours or so. With your first playthrough, it's going to be long because for myself, I managed to try to look for everything and to get all the intel. There isn't any intel in this game, so you can really just sit back and enjoy the game. You know, shoot, pull stuff up, whatnot. Um, there's different types of zombies in this game, so you're not going to be facing the same enemies. You have a companion, which is known as your node, who will look for health packs for you, look for ammo for you. If you're lost, he will help you find the way. So if you're lost, he's going to basically tell you what you need to do and where you need to go to continue through the story. The game looks great. The graphics are great, even in dark settings. You have your flashlight, which is a accessory for you to use throughout the game. You know, just in case there's dark areas that you really can't see, and you can use your flashlight to help you look for whatever you're looking for. It plays great, and I had no tracking problems at all, other than the fact where I'm getting too integrated into the VR. You know, I'm like twisting my body, looking at the wall when my moves aren't shown in the camera. But that's just the average of all VR games. You know, always have to have the moves in the camera. It sounds great. I played with my Sony Platinum wireless headphones. I actually had to wire it in to the PlayStation VR headset because it's not wireless for the PlayStation VR. So it sounded great. I could pinpoint where every enemy was depending on where I could hear them. So if they were behind me, I could hear them. I could hear their footsteps. Uh, it sounds really good. And another thing is there is also co-op and solo play either through the story mode or through the horde mode, which is called Loadout. So if you want to play through the story mode with somebody, you can. And if you want to play through the Loadout mode, which is basically survival through different waves of zombies with an online player, or you can play by yourself as well. So that's pretty cool. And the weapon layout before each chapter. Now, you can get this before every chapter that you start. You will go back to the your level selection, and you can pick the weapons that you've collected so far, such as an axe, your pistols, your knives, your assault rifles, your shotguns, etc. Any weapon that you have the choice to choose those weapons for your next mission. Now I'm going to get on to the bad. There were minor bugs. One of the bugs that I've encountered was in my first playthrough, or my first impression video, was when I tried to use my knives and my throwing knives that are located on my back. Once you get them, you can put them behind your back, you know, to pull out and throw if you need to. I actually lost my throwing knives. So if you have your throwing knives, if you throw them, they're going to respond back on your back. I couldn't get them after a certain amount of time. They both of them would disappear. First it was the left one, then I only had my right one to work with, and then that one disappeared as well. So I had to restart my games so I could like get my knives back. So that was just a minor bug that they could fix. Sometimes I didn't know where to go, even if I did have my node drone, my node drone telling me where to go. Sometimes it seemed lost itself as if it didn't know where to go. But after a while, I finally found out that they have little dots for you to follow. So I think they kind of knew that the node wasn't going to be able to, do some type of objective. So they basically kind of tell you where to go. But I didn't know that till later on in the game, and it happened kind of often for me, where I was kind of lost and didn't know what to do, and my drone didn't know what to do as well, like it didn't know where to go. But another bad thing that I have is I was overwhelmed with zombies at times out of nowhere and couldn't really escape. So sometimes you kind of bum rush by zombies and you can't really get out of, your stuck area. Also, another problem that I had was zombies, swarming me, and I would get stuck sometimes and I couldn't move. Luckily, I didn't die, but it was really irritating that that happened. I felt like there was infinite amount of zombies respawning out of nowhere until you completed your objectives. Now, for this one, I actually did feel that way because dang, I don't want to spoil it. Just know that sometimes you're gonna feel like, even though you're killing zombies, they're coming out of nowhere from every direction. So there are gonna be times where you gotta kill a certain amount of zombies just to move on, and then there's gonna be times where you have to do something, and zombies are just gonna be bum rushing you. No matter how many you kill, it's gonna be like infinite amount of dang on enemies just coming out of nowhere. So be looking out for that. Um, Another thing that I had problem with was my weapon loadout. So you have your weapons, you can access your weapons on your chest, in the middle of your chest, and kind of on your waist. On your waist, you have your grenade storage. Above that, you have your holsters for your two pistols, and in the middle, you have a flashlight. There were some times where I wanted to get my pistol, and I would actually get my grenade while in battle with the zombies, so that kind of really irritated me because it made me really do something I didn't want to do, and there was really nothing I could do about it because the weapons are so close on your body for you to choose from. It's kind of hard really knowing what you're going to get. You actually have to look down and move your arm to whatever weapon and really, bring it out and start using it. So that was kind of irritating for me. The free movement is kind of bad. There is an option for you to move freely throughout the game, but you can't really sprint. So at times, there's zombies sprinting at you, and while you're trying to get away, it was really hard for me to get away because you can only walk. I didn't know there was an option. Um, there was no option that you could really press or activate for you to sprint while using free movement. But the thing is, they actually did implement teleportation with your free movement. So even though you have free movement in your other hand, that you're not using the free movement because you move with the move button, and on the other hand, you use it as teleportation. So um, there was times where I guess you can't sprint, but you're going to teleport, but you also have free movement. But I thought that was kind of strange. Speaking of the teleportation in this game, teleportation is kind of slow. For instance, I was running away from some zombies, and I would have liked to teleport further away from them, but my teleportation little wand circle thing, that you use to teleport, was moving so slow, so I had to feel like I was moving inch by inch by inch, and I found that highly annoying as well. The grenades could have been better in this game. As you may know, grenades are located on your waist, like I said. I wish you could pull a grenade up, put it to your mouth, bite the pin off, and then throw it. You actually had to pull the grenade out, drop your weapon if you have it in your other hand, pull the pin, and then throw it, and then try to get your other weapon out as well. And this is all while you're getting swarmed by zombies, so I thought it could have been better. I couldn't really get around zombies, like I said, and you would have been trapped between them, like I said as well. So that's just a couple things that I had problems with. Normally, the things are personal problems, so please don't take my word for it. This is just something I encountered that I've noticed. You may have different. You may have a different story because you may be different. You may be able to handle that stuff, but I couldn't. But this game is I highly recommend this game to you. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars, and that's it.